James Scott looks a bit older and thinner, in part due to his treatments for cancer. He was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma last year and has been in remission since November. Now he spends part of his days at the Jefferson City Correctional Center training dogs. He also thinks about his convictions for causing a catastrophe and the day that led to those convictions. Jimmy, as he was called then, says he was one of hundreds of volunteers on the West Quincy levee. It was not the first day he'd spent working on the levee. He says it was part of his efforts to better himself. He'd gotten out of prison in 1991 and had been in and out of trouble since he was a kid. On this morning, he says he was patrolling part of the levee with another man.
We noticed a trouble spot or something that we thought was a problem spot or trouble spot in a section of the levee.
He says he reported the problem, then left West Quincy. He came back to the levee around 5:30 or 6 o'clock that evening.
I moved sandbags from the brim to the cap, to a depressed area. And maybe four, maybe five, but it could have been more, it could have been, I don't think it was more, it was probably less.
Later that evening,
somebody said the levee broke.
Jimmy Scott was still in West Quincy and appeared on television at the scene.
Right then, the finger started pointing. You know, there's no way he's over doing good. You know, he did that, this, you know, it went on and on and on.
Scott says many officers interviewed him many times over the next 2.5 months before his arrest on October 1st.
What about that day would you change if you could?
I was asked before, actually by guys here, you know, and by family and friends, if you had to do it all over again, would you go back to West Quincy on July 6th? I said, yes, I would. Would the levee have failed July 16th? I don't know, probably would have. But it didn't fail because of me.